Hey, Mike Dance, Brookside Cloud Consulting, Austin, Texas. Hey, just want to talk to you a little bit today about a subject that's near and dear to me, as well as I think to you, and that's school safety. School safety. I mean, after, what all happened at Robb Elementary School, I mean, it all starts a normal day there. And then, of course, we all know what happened. Next thing you know, we're in a situation where a major catastrophe, 19 students and two of their teachers were shot and killed at school. And I think what really got my attention, like, more than anything is this just continues to happen. And this just happened to be about 150 miles away from Buda, where my granddaughter Brentley goes to elementary school, who's 9. So I mean, this is crazy. So the deal is, any school really ready for an active shooter? I mean, that's what the question is today, because or for a medical emergency with everything going on. We all know what's going on with that too. I don't have to go into detail. Fires. I'll be honest with you, in these emergency situations, every second counts. I mean, seriously, every second counts, no matter what. I mean, whether it's, fire, emergency, whatever. So we've been programmed to call 911. It's the number we know, and that's the number we call. And to be honest with you, calling 911 is the most important call some of us will ever make, because most of the time it's a matter of life or death. And every year there's, like, the last year was 240 million 911 calls. And here's the deal. 911's been around for a long time, right? But today, 80% of all US based 911 calls originate from cellular devices. Guess what? You can't always find you because they're using 50-year-old technology. They spend more time trying to figure out where people are than calling on cell phones, because they don't have any idea where you are. It's kind of weird. I mean, can they really locate mobile callers? I mean, too many times they can. Sometimes it goes to the wrong 911 center, which is really a drag, because you wait to get a hold of one, they have to transfer you to another one. And it just, and like I said, it's an emergency, and you're not calling these people. So location accuracy is a big deal. FCC actually says that 10,000 lives a year could be saved with the right, with better location accuracy. So, and then transferring between them, it just does. Every second counts in these situations. And here's what's frustrating to me as a guy in the technology world. Why can these guys always find you on your mobile device? Uber, Lyft. I mean, golly, those guys, DoorDash, Grubhub, they all know where you are. I mean, even those guys at OnStar, boom, they know where you are on your mobile device, right? Why doesn't 911? 911 has no idea. The PSAP, where they answer all the 911 calls, every county in the United States, they just know you're somewhere on the highway. So how does that help when you're trying to get police, fire and rescue, or, ambulance, all these things going in the right direction? I mean, because the problem is it's all counties, right? Counties run everything. And not that counties are bad, but there's no, it should be a national type deal. So no one was controlled by counties nationwide. And so some of them are in better shape than others. So what I did is, after doing some research, and I found and met with some companies, and I came up with an emergency management solutions, I think, that kind of tie together something using something called 911 Inform, right? That provides you with the ability to have a live map that'll work on any device with just, they can take a browser, a link. It works with your existing video surveillance, doors, opening systems, and your overhead paging systems, your phone system, all that stuff. And provides things like mass notification, geo mapping, and even gunfire detection. Does your phone system have gunfire detection? Wow, who thought we'd ever need that? So, but it's getting worse all the time. Active shooters are everywhere now. I mean, medical and fire emergencies, everything's, and location is a big deal. And so if you take these vendors I've been looking at or working with, Rapid SOS, and these guys, and InformaCast, 911 Inform, and Safe Zone. I mean, seriously, what happens is you've got, in the public service PSAP side, they got Rapid SOS in there, and that's what everybody uses for a location accuracy with mobile phones. Not everybody has that, right? And that's just part of a bundle that we would put together with 911 Inform, who brings really to the table the platform that everything links everything up, so that the client can bring his own IP-based video, overhead paging system, door access control, and digital floor plans all in, and then do things like add gunshot detection with Safe Zone, and then mass notification with panic buttons with single wire and InformaCast. And these are all leading edge solutions from some of the top companies. When you put them together, they have a very strong product that they offer that does everything, like I said, from gunshot detection, weapons detection, drone integration, all these things, all in a browser that's controlled by the PSAP, or it's controlled by 911. It's the only one I know of that's all controlled by 911, so that you have what you call a connected smart building. So you have access to even things like strobe lights and different things you can use to be able to manage through an active shooter or multiple things. So there's really 4 different safety modules. There's a connected building where everything is connected, from door access, so you can lock doors and things, and paging and all that. Then there's cell phone notifications so that we know instantly where the calls that are made from cell phones are. Just basically like having a pin drop, like this kind of newer technology that we're used to is what this provides the first responders, the 911 people, and your administrative people. So then there's also legislation with the FCC with 911 and location and detecting where you are whenever you leave the network. If you're making a call from an IP phone that's in a different area, all those type of things, are part of it. Then panic buttons are a big deal now. So there's, Alyssa's law is about to go through and be approved by the Texas House, and that's going to mean that you're going to have some type of panic button solution in working in your particular situation. So as I jump right into the application, I've gone to the website, 911 Inform and logged in. There's nothing active now. A panic button allows me to be able to set up an incident, more or less, thinking of it that way. So this would be done by the 911 people, police departments, anybody for a particular area where the customer has the licensing from 911 Inform. So we come in here and we say we're going to do it at a high school, right? We take a look at a high school. We're going to say X student. Got to put a note there. And we're going to say active shooter. And we're going to say, are you sure you want to initiate an active shooter? Okay, yes, we do. Active shooter has been initiated. I just got texted on my phone. There's a new incident with a link that I can go to, as well as I just got it in email so that we see, what else going on. So what happens is, here we go. It just sends me up. Here's a map of the school. So like I said, these mapping has been done ahead of time with digital mapping. What I've got access to now in this app, which is just a hyperlink sent from the 911 data center. So I got access to literally all the places here. I could call the intercom. I could page in there. I can look at the cameras to see what's going on. So the cameras come up and tell me what's going on in that particular area, which would have really helped, obviously, in places like Uvalde. There's a live feed right there into a camera. I can open and close or lock and unlock doors. So I can lock this door. Well, it's already locked, it's red. If I unlock it, now it's going to be green, right? So we see that it just changed. Now it's open. There's another camera there. I have access to everything that I want to see here. And then, like I said, I can actually call these rooms, right? There's the intercom. I hit the intercom and say, hello, is anyone there? These can be this is automatically set up. So that we're going through the existing phone system, existing video surveillance, all this stuff just all connects up in all the existing doors. So it works really well. You've got the area up here where notes are between the policemen and the people on site, the administrator of the system. You've got different menus that are customized when it's a school to say students and have, to be able to see what we're tracking, trying to find people and locate or people that are not able to be located. Many things like that. Very customizable, and it provides you with the ability to see everything going on. I don't have it set up for gunfire detection, but that's another thing you would get. So in Uvalde, would have rolled up and seen, room 311 is where the gunfire was. There were 6 shots, whatever the numbers are, and then been able to adjust accordingly. So in a nutshell, that's how, it works. And I think it's really cool. If you see it in action, in a demo, these guys do, it's pretty amazing. So as you can see, it's a pretty comprehensive solution, that works on any device anywhere. It's managed by the people at the 911 center. They determine who gets the link. Once you hit the link, you're in. You got access to everything, 911 from cellular, from regular. It's all, you have all the information you need to be able to go and see what's happening before you go in. So you avoid a lot of problems that you have in many cases with some solutions that are out there. So then there's also the FCC who's gotten involved in this, and they've got their set of regulations and stuff. I'm not sure that all these have been adhered to by your district or by wherever you're at. But at the end of the day, these are laws that, dictate things like where 911 from where you're at, wireless phones, things of that nature, and then panic buttons. These are all things. And the big question is, are you compliant? Because if you're not, then they do have a tendency to fine people $50,000 once, and then there's a daily fine too. So it's kind of one of those things where you want to make sure of. And so the software from 911 Inform takes care of that. So that all these things are covered as far as the current 911 FCC regulations. That's all you need to know. And then, of course, it's very secure. It's part of FedRAMP, which is federal cloud-based, and then TexRAMP, which is Texas cloud-based, and then Arizona, which is, and so it's really, with SOC 2 and some other things, it's got everything you need for internet capabilities. It also works well with these new smart badges that have panic buttons built in. And when you roll all this stuff together into one big solution, the reason I look at doing this is because you can have it funded by the TEA. So TEA has all kinds of grants that they're giving out for anything to make the school safer, or internet-wise, any of these things. They're all things that seems to be eligible for someone to be reimbursed. So when we look at 911 Inform, it's bi-directional emergency response. Your floor plans for your schools and everything are all in this. You're on the same page with 911. You're texting, you're going back and forth, you're calling if you need to. You're paging through the intercom systems. You're finding out what's going on and saving lives, because in this situation, as we said before, every second counts. And so if you compare it to some of the others, because it's kind of a crowded market all of a sudden, it can be confusing if you don't do this every day like I do. So anyway, what happens? I like 911 Inform because they say yes to pretty much everything. And so we can spend more time and talk about it, take a look at your school, take a look at another demo with the right people, whatever it takes to see what we can get ready so that we're ready for the next active shooter, fire, or medical emergency. So this is our website, brooksideus.com. There's a section there called Next Gen 911, and that's where we talk about every second counts, 911 Inform, right? We also have a lot of good information on our website about AI-based chatbots, that use conversational AI, so they get smarter every day and give you the ability to have your students and or teachers or parents call in and be able to get information they need, and actually have a robot take care of a certain percentage of your calls and making sure that people get what they need, so that it's part of reducing complexity and saving money by moving everything to the cloud. So that's what Brookside does. Voice chat video, CX, customer service, fiber, internet, next gen 911, payment solutions. All these things are things that we do that we are cloud based. And so we work with all these various vendors to find the best solution to meet your particular needs and budget. And then we help you implement it. It's pretty cool. Brookside Consulting.